I serve the Lord, the more amazed I am by his faithfulness. You know, the mercies of the Lord truly endure forever. See, God never gives up on his children. Never. He will never forget those who belong to him. Catherine Kuhlman used to always say, never forget to whom you belong. Never. And his faithfulness to us. Today, I want to just strengthen you in the Lord, because God is most reliable, most faithful. He will never, and I mean never, disappoint you. No matter what we go through in life, he'll always come through for us. When we think it's over, he just began to bless us, you know. I have been a Christian, walking with God, since February 14, 1972. I was saved on a Monday morning, 7:50 a.m. in Toronto, Canada, at George Vanney High School. And now here we are, November 2018. And I look back and I am completely overwhelmed by his faithfulness, his steadfast love that never fails. The word mercy in Hebrew means unfailing love. When we think of mercy, we think of sympathy. No, it's not sympathy. It's unfailing love. His love never fails, ever. And I want you to know, God will not forget your prayer. God will not forget when you call on him. It may take a year, it may take two before you see the answer, but he'll not forget it. Even if you forget to pray, even if you forget that you prayed about something, God will never forget. That's why you see the prayers of our loved ones, like grandmas, grandpas, who prayed for us years ago, that we did not even know about. God has not forgotten those prayers. So no matter who you are, if you have a grandmama or a grandpapa or a mom or a dad who are in glory today, yet they prayed for you when you were a little child, God has not forgotten that. He cannot forget that. We may not even know about the fact that some precious grandma prayed for us way back then. God will not forget that prayer. He cannot forget that prayer. And he will answer that for you in your life, just on time. Now we, wonder, well, why does God wait so long? I'll tell you why he waits so long. He waits to declare his power. He waits to declare his glory. Because the flesh has got to be out of the way. God only waits until the flesh is out of the way. You know, you think about Abraham. Why would God wait all that time for Isaac to show up? Why would he wait and cause Abraham to wait for Isaac? Because Abraham was in the way, that's why. The flesh was in the way, that's why. God had to wait till Abraham was almost dead. The flesh was out of the way. Because no flesh, it says, shall glory in his presence. Because see, if the miracle happens before the flesh is out, you think that then you did it. You accomplished it. The flesh had something to do with it. God doesn't want that. He will not share his glory with the flesh. Hallelujah. Did you hear what I said? When the flesh is alive, God will wait for the flesh to be out of the way. And only waiting on God removes the flesh, gets it out of the way. Because God will not share his glory. It's really quite simple. He said, I'll not share my glory with anyone. And no flesh, Paul wrote, shall glory in his presence. In other words, nobody will be able to say, I did it. I helped God do it. Oh, no. God does not want our help. God doesn't need our help. He waits for the right moment when the flesh is crucified before the miracle happens. That's why people sometimes that go and used to come to our crusades and still come to our crusades, and they don't get their healing because they're in the way. They're always begging God and pounding. They're always crying out and, oh God, please. The flesh gets in the way and just God won't show up. And then when they relax and forget about the problem and pray for somebody else, God always shows up and heals them. So we have to let go. You see, we have to let go. That's right. Somebody says, Raymond said, what a beautiful word at the exact minute. Well, the thing is, I've learned my lessons. That sometimes when I beg, God just won't do it. When I get the flesh all wrapped up and I get all messed up with myself and I'm begging and crying and the flesh is in the way, God says, you know what? I'm going to wait till he's quiet, till he's no longer, doing all this. Maggie Hartner, a lady who used to work with Catherine Kuhlman, gave me a great piece of counsel one time. When I began to work with them back in '77, I began working with the Catherine Kuhlman Foundation. Miss Kuhlman passed away in '76, and in '77 I conducted her memorial service in Pittsburgh, February 20th of '77. I was only 24 years old, and they wanted me to conduct the service, and I had never met Miss Kuhlman, and yet her staff now was asking me when I was 24 to have the service, to conduct the service at Carnegie Music Hall. You can just imagine how scared I was, how nervous I was. And Maggie Hartner, Catherine's right-hand lady, who worked with her closely, she said, now don't you go, word for word, she said, don't you now go and get all tied up with yourself in prayer so God can't use you. She said, go take a nap. I was very offended by that. I thought, say that again? Oh, she said, you heard what I said. Go take a nap. Don't get all tied up with yourself so God cannot use you. I did not even understand what she said. I was actually upset with her. Years later, I understood what she meant. Because sometimes we get all tied up with our own flesh. We get all wrapped up in our begging, and God can't do a thing. He can't even use us. Because we have to be relaxed. Faith always is relaxed. Hear that, please. You have to be relaxed. Faith, like swimming, if you relax, you float. If you struggle, what happens? You sink. So faith means relax. Let God do it. Don't try to help him, because he doesn't need your help, nor does he want your help. His promise will come to pass if you learn how to relax, how to trust him.